The Unsafe Swing. My name is Andy Siegel. I'm the senior litigating partner at Siegel Coonerty. We're a personal injury and medical malpractice law firm here in New York City. I once represented a young girl who unfortunately became a paraplegic when she fell off a swing. Nobody wanted to get involved in this case, meaning they had spoken to other lawyers, and when they heard the fact pattern, the other lawyers didn't want to touch it. But I told the family that I would look into it, that I was used to difficult and challenging cases, and given the devastating nature of the injury to this poor young girl, which happened on the day of her high school graduation, and she was going to be the first girl in her family to go to college, I would look into it. And that's what I did. What I learned was the facts were as follows. This young girl was standing up on a swing while her sister was seated on the swing, facing in the opposite direction, and they were swinging. And they gained height, and for whatever the reason, my client, the girl who was standing up, she fell off the swing. She was catapulted backwards, doing a flip in the air, and her head hit into a wall that was the boundary for the playground. I started doing my investigations and speaking to experts, and what I learned was something amazing. This swing was 10 feet high. If your swing is 10 feet high, meaning the horizontal bar is 10 feet high off the ground, then the fall zone for this swing has to be double the height of the swing, meaning there has to be 20 feet in front of the swing and 20 feet in back of the swing, where there are no obstructions or encumbrances, so if someone does fall off, they would just land on the rubber matting. In this particular case, the wall was only 10 feet behind the swing. I brought the claim, we litigated it. The city claimed that they were entitled to a quasi-immunity because they knew of the defective condition, but were addressing it. Ultimately, the case did settle for a large sum of money. Nothing will ever compensate this young girl for her paraplegia, but at least in this situation, she did receive some compensation for her pain and suffering that resulted from this unfortunate graduation day occurrence. My name is Andy Siegel. Call 212-532-0532 if you have any questions regarding playground safety or injuries to children, or any other questions regarding medical malpractice or general negligence. Thank you for listening to this video.